Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to a very special Thanksgiving Eve edition of the Master and Drum Whiskey Room here on live on a Wednesday night. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Gobble, gobble till you wobble. It's about to go down. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Hit that like button while you're here. Smash it. Run up the likes. Let's go. It's going to be a really fun night. Not only do we have a really interesting blind flight of wild turkey here, of course, you got to have turkey before Thanksgiving. We're also going to kick off the first round of Blendageddon American blends. That's right. The big hitters are going to kick it off tonight. We have some big names already that are going to be going in the chat tonight. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. We'll also have a couple news stories, not too much, and go through some of your questions, a couple news stories. And man, it's going to be a fun night. Plus, we're going to have a guest judge on tonight. Actually, someone that has never been on the Master and Drum Whiskey Room before. So excited for that. He or she is going to be, it's going to be awesome. So we'll see who that judge ends up being. Now, I also want to talk about, real quick, if you look in the chat, there is a link above. Now, I don't know if you guys know Emily, who's usually in the chat, Emily Chambers. I usually call her out and say Butta when I see her. So we're doing a little fundraiser in tandem with Women of Whiskeys tonight. Emily is in dire need of a wheelchair. Now, she obviously is very proud, doesn't want to ask for any money. She's just hoping to repair the wheelchair she has. I believe it's got a lot of mechanics to it. And I think we should just try to raise her enough money for a new one. So the goal is about $5,000, I think. I think we're about halfway there. So guys, please donate. There's a bunch of bottles in the giveaway. I donated a 4-gate pick that we did, and there's a bunch of other bottles that are in the giveaway through Women of Whiskeys. So the link is above. Donate some money, and let's get Emily a wheelchair. She's been promoting and helping the whiskey tube family and community for a very, very long time, and this should be our way to give back. I mean, it is Thanksgiving, so let's run up that total, and let's get her up to that $5,000 milestone so we can get her a new wheelchair. So, all right. Yeah, there it is. Independent Joe dropping in the chat. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that, man. Let's see. All right, let's say hi to some folks here. We got Rob D. He's ready to gobble till you wobble. Sandeep Chima is here. She was here very early, or he was here very early. Sandeep. Randall Erickson is here. What's going on, Randall? We got Joey B. 4-Leaf Whiskey is here. Justin Jenkins in the house. Masters Keep Ballabon 17 year in the glass. That's a special whiskey. We got Top Jimmy in the house. What's up, Top Jimmy? Nice to see you as always. Tim Cornet is here. Warren Smith, Nathan Jurgensen, Parker's Malt in the Glen. That's a different way to go. I love it. Let's see. Oh, that's me. Dr. Sped is here. Cheers all. A little Buffalo Trace wild turkey in the Glen tonight. Happy Turkey Day. He got some of that Buffa turkey or turkey buffalo, whatever you want to call it. Josh Fritz is here. We got Russ L. Michael Speakerman. JG Whiskey Cheers is here. We have Rose Sankers here. Enjoy the 3 games tomorrow. Sipping on Old Forester 1897 from Ontario, Ajax, Ontario. Welcome in, Rose. That's awesome. Thanks for joining. Rich C is here. Let's see. Chris Buzalencia is in the house. What's going on, bud? Nice to see you as always. Jeffrey Jankovic is here. We got Whiskey Juice. Grab your wild turkeys. That's right. Roger Reese is here. What's up, Roger? Always nice to see you. Chris from Bourbon of the Week is in the house. Great Instagram right there. Great YouTube channel as well. Go check him out. We got Rob D is here. Jay will drink. He's got some Jimmy 70th turkey in the glass. We also have Rob Laird. First live stream. Well, welcome to the madness, Rob. So hope I don't make you spend more money on whiskey. But that usually is what happens when you're hanging out here on a Wednesday. Wayne Booker is here. We got Matt Luna. Ben Drammond. What is going on, Ben? Nice to see you as always. Nels Voss is here. Saying hi to Chris. Bourbon Boss Man in the house. What's going on, Boss Man? Let's see. West Virginia Whiskey, or just WV Whiskey. I know I see WV. I think West Virginia. Turkey Time. Jeff Perkins. Cool Running. Norman Conklin is here. We got Night Method is back in the house. We got Hooper. What's up, Hoops? Warren Smith is here. I'm gonna blind you. I'm gonna blind with you, but mine consists of Old Label 101, Russell's 10 LLME, and 7th ready for this blind. Yeah, Warren, let us know how that shakes out. Eric Sawyer is in the house. What's up, Eric? Nice to see you again. Eric Sawyer, one of the I guess he's not the reigning Blendageddon champion, but he is a former Blendageddon champion, and he actually made his comeback this year, so he is back. Eric Sawyer did submit a blend. He's not going tonight, but he will be ready to go in the next couple weeks. I will show you, the bracket as we go forward here tonight. Sean Ortega is here. What's going on? Todd Ritter. What's going on, Ritter? Connoisseur Cigar. Eric is in the house. Happy Thanksgiving. What's going on, man? Nice to see you as always. Thanks for checking in tonight. Jaira Wright is here. What would you do if you had a Pappy 23? I would probably sell that one, honestly. If I had a Pappy 15, I'd probably crack it open and share it. But 23, I've never really had a great Pappy 23 where I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to get that bottle. I've never ever had a desire to pay for a Pappy 23. Never have. Anyone else getting lag? Is it lagging? Let me know if it's lagging, guys. Tony Bag of Donuts, happy Turkey Day from Ye Old Stu Not. Thank you for the promoting Emily's fundraiser tonight. We got to blow the expectations of the water like we do every time. Friendsgiving and whiskey too. Absolutely. Lockness is here. What's up, crew? It's been a while. You all look fantastic. What's up, Lockness? You legend. John Vornick is here. Mark Eminecker, Michelle Martin, and way more people coming in. Let's see the kicks. I'll show you what I'm wearing tonight. Tonight I have the Jordan Lowe's red, white, and blue Howard Universities. It's a little bit bright over there, but yeah. It's amazing what makes me buy a shoe. The little red swoosh in the front is why I wanted these sneakers. So that's what it was. All right, let me just catch up to the chat down here. Let's see. No, all good. Okay, so you guys, all right, so no lag. That's good. That's good because I got a new router and I was a little bit nervous. So hopefully all goes well with the router. If anything, I could just do I could just go Wi-Fi, I guess. Gobble till you wobble. Member for 3 months is Jerry Black. Thanks for the re-up, man. Appreciate it. 13-month re-up. Again, hit that like button while you're coming in. We already have 241 beautiful people coming in. And found a whiskey bar in DC that has Midwinter's Night Stram. Finally got to try it at $25 for 3 ounces. It's wonderful. Man, $25 for 3 ounces? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I don't wear that one. I'm wearing my winter slippers because it's cold, says Tommy D. Well, Tommy, are you in the garage again? Always in the garage. Johnny Bravo, all good. All right. So we're going to dive right in here tonight, guys. So basically, it's bottle cam time. Here are the 4 bottles. We have Wild Turkey 12-year in this blind, the Russell's 10-year LLME. I think I saw Rare Bird in here too. Hi, Rare Bird, if I miss you. Tim Gorgeous is here. What's going on? Kelsey Dime. He's putting his jammies on, says Kelsey. I hope they're I don't know, plaid, or they have a big turkey on it or something. Wise Guy Stu is here. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Tommy D, too cold for that sheet. As you can see, we also have Wild Turkey 8-year. That's the 101 export. And then, of course, the Wild Turkey 70th from Jimmy Russell. There is also a bonus bottle in here, which I'm not going to say what it is. I just wanted to throw it in here just to see how it would do in a blind. So we will reveal that after the blind is over. Of course, I got my turkey mug, and we're ready to go. So let's get into it. Real quick before I dive into this one. Again, real quick, guys, top of the chat, click the link, go help out. Go help out Emily. Let's raise some money for a brand new wheelchair for her. Let's do it. I have to go in there and I have to donate some money. I'm thinking. So I donated a bottle, but I'm thinking, I don't know, I probably will throw like a few $100 in there. Let's get it. It's not the birdie pick. I actually wish I had some of that left. I don't think I have any more birdie pick. I might have a little bit left, a little smidge of that one. Yeah, it's not Russell's 15. Okay. So I don't want to spill the water there. Okay. Let's do this. I'm just going to mix these up a bit. Let's get them mixed up. Sipping on the 2024 Redwood Empire Haystack Needle. Very nice. Let's see, sipping on, got the kielbasa. Oh, he's got the kielbasa going. Yeah, so, I mean, let's talk about it. Thanksgiving. I can't wait. Tonight, I got to cook. Tonight, I'm brining the turkey. I'm going to start brining the turkey tonight for 2 days from now because we're going to have a turkey day with my mom on Friday. Tomorrow, it's all Kim's family, so we're going to go out there, up to Northern Ohio, celebrate up there all day tomorrow. But yeah, we're making a lot of stuff, cooking, and we have a lot of stuff to do tonight, a lot of prep work. So patrons, no after party tonight. But Women of Whiskeys is going live after me, and you guys can help further the cause for Emily throughout the night. So that'll be great. But yeah, I cannot wait for stuffing tomorrow. All the stuffing, the cranberry sauce out of a can. Give me the canned cranberry sauce. I'm ready for all of it. So my turkey's been swimming in brine all day. Top Jimmy must be sad. Okay. All right, let's go with the first one here. I'll take some notes as we go, obviously. So real quick, I do want to put this out in the chat because one of my patrons sent me an article, and I think it was from cleveland.com, and I believe it was Todd who sent it. And basically the idea, so for all you folks in Ohio, essentially the idea was, I forgot who it was. It was either the mayor or a senator or somebody from up near the Cleveland area was waiting online for bourbon allocation. And, he was noticing, being that he's done it a few times, he had noticed a bunch of flippers on the lines and trying to, scoop up the bottles, and it kind of pissed him off. So he wants to put forth legislation that makes it a law for allocated bottles at liquor stores. Now, I'm not sure. So this will be for the OHLQ. So local here, Ohio Liquor Agency is the kind of the governing body of all things bourbon, whiskey, and other spirits except wine here in Ohio. So basically, all the stuff that happens, they are suggesting that he wants to pass a law for when you get an allocated bottle of bourbon, so say or Tea Lee or something like that, the bottle has to be opened in the store by law. So crack open the bottle. You can't take it home sealed. You open it, and then you can leave with it. Now, this idea has been put forth a few times, over the last several years when you're talking about flippers and trying to curb, those guys trying to, pun intended, gobble up all the bottles. But it's one of those things where you wonder if that's actually is that really a solution? Because here's the thing: if it's an allocated bottle and it's got to be opened, what about the person that truly wants that bottle to drink? What if they want to buy it and save it for a special occasion? This is just my feeling on it. What if they want to buy it, save it for a special occasion, and they want to keep it sealed and, not open it for down the line? I feel like it's going to affect the real buyers as well. I think that, to give Buffalo Trace a lot of credit, I think Buffalo Trace kind of cracked the code, and some of the other distilleries within Kentucky. Basically, you go in, you buy something allocated, your license gets scanned, and then you're kind of banned from buying something for a month. So I feel like why OHLQ hasn't instituted something like this and others, it just boggles my mind, because people wait online and kind of grab all these bottles all the live long day. Who knows if they'll ever do that? It's probably a lot of technology, but yeah, I'm just curious what you guys think in the chat. If you think that's a good idea, yeah, I don't know. They could still save it. Cracking the seal isn't opening the bottle. So you're saying that LLME, free the markets. That's better. Buffalo Trace has the right idea. It's America. You buy it. It's yours to sell, says Robert W. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment a little bit too. And this would only be around allocated bottles. So I don't know. It was an interesting article to read. I didn't really feel like there was a lot of thought put into the legislation. I don't think it's going to pass, but I don't know. It's an idea that has been brought to the forefront before. And I'm just wondering what people think about it now. Because back 3 or 4 years ago, when everybody was buying stuff up, that idea was being put forth by a lot of people. You should be able to open it, before you should have to open it before you leave the store. to make sure it's not being flipped. And I just don't think there's a proper way to govern that. Um, that will not pass. Yeah, I agree. CJ Miller chiming in. He's saying, as much as I hate flippers, once you buy the bottle, it's up to them what they want to do with it. But I like the BT scan ID thing when it comes to online lotteries. Yeah, CJ, I think that's a lot more fair. Go if you want to get an allocated bottle, you have to wait, a few more weeks before you can get your next allotment. But what you do with it when you get it, if you choose to buy it, it shouldn't be tampered with inside of a store. It's yours. You purchased it. It becomes your property, and you should be able to do with it what you want. So that's my feeling on it. So, donate your first newborn and get him or her back when you open it. I saved several allocated bottles for retirement so I can have a great time. There you go. Okay. It will still get flipped regardless. Yeah, that's the thing. They scan IDs for Sudafed, so why not bottles, says Jason L. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And I think, honestly, if you have a really good liquor store, you should be cracking that bottle open and sharing it with the liquor store owner anyway, if he, essentially got you a really good bottle. I don't know. There's, it, like you said, it's a free market. You should be able to just buy it, do what you want with it. But I just thought it was an interesting conversation. So I'm actually really curious to read through the chat again tomorrow or this weekend and see what you guys are kind of saying. I can't read through all of it. I think the issue is people using technology to snap up bottles or other unfair advantages. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a workaround. There's always going to be a gray market in any sort of a corner of the marketplace, whatever the item may be. I mean, there's one in sneakers. So, whatever changes the gray market, black, secondary market, whatever you want to call it, it will find a way. It always does. And that's it for that. Okay, let's get into the blind real quick here. Hey, what's up, Matt Himes? Nice to see you, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Some athletes try to keep people from selling collectibles they purchase legally. 100% pure muscle. I always share with my locals. Sharing is caring. Yeah, I love that idea. Oh man, this one is actually really sweet. Ooh, the nose is sensitive tonight. It's a good night for Blendageddon. First one's really good. It's grapey. It's cherry. It's that vanilla cream. That's good. First one's really nice. I'm sorry. I'll try to back up so you don't hear me snapping my lips together. What's up, Carlos the Bandito? Nice to see you, man. Let's see. That one's good. This one actually tastes kind of like a pick in a way, which I kind of like. All right, let's go to the second one here. Oh, second one's different. A little bit more oak on this one. Oh, I like this. Light from the patio here says, cheers. We got 310 people watching, guys. Dude, guys, thank you so much for hanging out here on a Thanksgiving Eve night. I'm sure everyone's getting excited to see their family, or maybe not so excited to see your family, depending on what situation you're in. Everybody has, a couple people in your family are like, oh, they're coming. Oh, that's better. Oh, number 2 is great. Number 2 has some of the flavors from the first one, but it's spiced. It's got some black pepper on it. It's got some heft to it. And it's definitely got a little bit more of an oak punch here. Corey Stewart says, dude, nobody's excited to see their in-laws. Hey, at least you're honest, man. Oh, man, that's funny. Oh, that's good. All right. Second one is awesome. Let's go to the third one here. Drinking turkey and prepping for turkey smoking. So I want to do that eventually. Maybe I'll do it once all the Thanksgiving ends and there's a few of the smaller turkeys available. I'm going to try to grab one of those smaller turkeys and smoke one. Never smoked a turkey before. Depending on the size, I hear you either smoke it whole or what's the term? You spatchcock it. Is that the term where you split it in half, you fold it open, and then you smoke it? What's the proper methodology of smoking a turkey? Oh, 3 is actually very rich too. 3 has the spice, the richness, not as much as number 2. It's kind of like number 2, but it's just taken back a little bit of a notch. It definitely doesn't have the oak number 2 has, which is interesting. Deep fried turkey is where it's at. Yeah, love deep fried turkey, but I really do want a smoked one. Smoked turkey is great. Over smoked turkey is dry and not so great. Yeah, smoked whole turkey a few years back was delicious. Yeah, spatchcock that sucker, says Keith Stepanski. Yeah, you have Ed do it for you. Yeah, I'm gonna fly Ed in just to smoke my turkey. That'd be perfect. Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this bottle. Grab the Bourbon Junkies Arctic Spirit. This is basically their version of the of Midwinter's Night's Dram, and I love the label of it. Check this label out. This is awesome from the Bourbon Junkies Arctic Spirit. This is straight rye whiskey finished in tawny and ruby port barrels. So essentially, it's a blend of Sagamore rye, and it's a blend of Sagamore rye and a blend of 95.5 rye finished in those barrels. And yes, it's better than Midwinter's Night's Dram. So Junkies did a hell of a job on that one. Yeah, 3 is good. It just doesn't have as much oak as some of the other ones do, as number 2 does, I should say. Number 1 is like sweet candy. Number 2 has a little bit of everything I look for, and 3 is right in between 1 and 2. Let's see what 4 brings. Yeah, Junkies are definitely making an impact, not only with the whiskeys they're creating, but also the pricing of them. I think are great. So, yep, Arctic Spirit smokes Midwinter's Night's Dram. I agree, Jason, for sure. But a lot of things smoke Midwinter's Night's Dram. I think a lot of the whiskeys have caught up to it, and that's why people just don't want to spend $150 on that bottle anymore. But did they make like 100,000 bottles? That Arctic is so good. I didn't even realize it was their take on Midwinter. I'll take it over Midwinter's any day. Yeah. Yeah, it has more spice, and I actually really like the fact that Dan and Sean didn't overdo the finishing on it. Sometimes you get some of those finished, whiskeys, especially port, which can give you almost a funky sulfuric, kind of note. It gets really funky, and it overpowers the actual underlying rye whiskey. Whereas that one, it's there just to support the rye whiskey and just add another layer of flavor to it. Oh, this is tough. Four is Four is kind of in the realm with 1, but again, it's very sweet. I think it has a little bit more heft than 1 does, or maybe it does. I'll have to. I still like 2 and 3 over 1 and 4 so far, just because there's more oak, there's more spice, there's something a little bit more going on. All right, let's go to number 5 here. So this one is close to 1. I don't think it's as sweet as 1 though. I feel like 1 was a lot sweeter. It was grapey, it was cherry. 4 tastes more like kind of a standard, little bit not a standard turkey bottle, but something that just has a lot of sweet, a good balance, but it doesn't have like that finish that I'm looking for. All right, let's go to the last one, number 5 here. Oh yeah, the cobbler. So I got to try the cobbler when I was there, and that thing's insane. It tastes like a brandy. That thing is so crazy. Hey, Women of Whiskey's in the house is here, guys. Again, Women of Whiskey's following this live stream. I'll be ending right about 11 o'clock. Women of Whiskey's is going to keep going Thanksgiving Eve night to again to raise some money for Emily Chambers and getting her new wheelchair. Again, the link is pinned in the chat, guys. Definitely show your support. Emily's been supporting the whiskey community for years. So let's try to get her a new wheelchair for the holidays. It'd be great. Does the LLME 17 match up to the LLME 20? Corey, I haven't had too many of them. I've only had 2 of them, and I don't think it was 17. This one is This one is an LLME. Can't even see that damn thing. I think that's a 20. I think it says a 20 on it. Yep, supporter great calls tonight. Sorry. Jay Porter, opinion. If you walk into a local ABC and see a bottle mismarked for sale, not a misplaced bottle, all wrote up and tag in front as a sale item, hold them to it or pay full price? It's like a moral, it's like a total like moral like check your moral compass at the counter. Let's see, not misplaced, all wrote up and tag in front is a sale item, hold them at it or yeah, I mean, it's hard. I would probably pay the I would just kind of Rarebird said, I would always pay the honest price just because I like remember, like you buy that bottle for the cheap price, you walk out the door, there's a ripple effect. The store starts losing money on a certain bottle. I know it's not $1 million, but then it starts trickling in, and then eventually somebody loses their job. So you have to always think of the ramifications of that stuff. Now, if it's like a Weller Millennium or like an OFC or something crazy, and then it's like marked for like $20, I might grab it and run out of there. I don't know. So quick story like that. One of my buddies, Brett on the Bourbon Hunters, a while back, he told a story how he went in and he was looking for a Logitech barrel proof, and he got it, and he asked for it behind the counter. And basically, the clerk had put the entire case of a Logitech barrel proof on the counter, and he just scanned the barcode, and it came up as the retail price for Logitech. So he was essentially getting 3 bottles for, you know, the retail price of what, $65, $70, whatever it is. So Brett, I remember he said he was trying to tell the clerk, he's like, dude, it's for 1 bottle. You're giving me the case. That is for 1 bottle. And the guy's like, no, I'm pretty sure it's for the whole thing. It's like, no, it's for, I'm telling you, like, you're going to lose your job. So he walked out of there with one of them and probably saved the kid's job. So, so good on him for doing that. There you go. All right, last one here. Oh, holy crap. 5 just, wow. Okay. 5 just made a major play into this entire conversation. All right. So it looks like my tops are 2, 3, and 5, with 1 and 4 kind of behind. So let me see which one I like out of 1 and 4 real quick better. And again, for those of you that are not knowing what we're blinding here, we have some Wild Turkey 12-year, Russell's 10-year, Wild Turkey 8-year, and Wild Turkey 70th anniversary for Jimmy Russell. So there you go. Just wanted to show that to you guys. All right, so 4 and 1. Wow. I think I like 1 over 4. Okay, so 1 over 4 for me. 1, when you compare them, 1 has more of a finish, has a little bit more spice to it. Go back to 4 real quick. 4 is really good too. 4 has like this sweetness, a little bit of oak. It's missing a little spice, but 4 and 1 are right there. So let me take a quick sip of water. We'll go through 2, 3, 5 here. Is a surprise bottle cheesy gold foil? No, I think we would know if cheesy gold foil's in the glass. You would see the color of it. You'd be like, what the hell is that? For sure. May 19th was a Sunday. Do they bottle on Sunday? I don't know. Mystery bottle is Kentucky Spirit, says Billy Simpson. Okay. Oh, dude, 5 is delicious. 5 might be my favorite, whatever 5 is. I'm starring 5 as my number one here, whatever 5 is. 5 is really, really good. Man, the finish on 5 just goes. All right. I dig the 5. All right, so now let's go 2 and 3. Which one do I like more out of here? No, I think Tyrone F, single Rickhouse. I think single Rickhouse Tyrone F could take out all these bottles, to be honest. It's that good. Rarebird 101, I'm curious, what did you honestly think about single Rickhouse Camp Nelson B? Listen, man, I know you're a turkey lover. I know you're going to give every bottle its due. But that bottle, now I liked it over C, the first one, but I just didn't think it was a $300 whiskey. I mean, it had its merits to it for sure. But yeah, I thought it was very good, but not great. CNF was great, or exceptional, if you will. I just didn't think that it was. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You got to kind of take those with because review post tomorrow. I'm a fan. The price is steep, but on any given day, I could go CNF or CNB. Yeah, CNF for me all day long. CNB, I like definitely over the CNC. So yeah, $300 again, and this goes back to my point. If you're going to come out with a whiskey that's like $300, they all have to be to the level of Camp Nelson F. Now I know that's hard to do, but that's what you have to do when you're commanding a $300 price point. All right. I like 3 over 2. 5 is my favorite. And 1 and 4. All right. So let me kind of So 5 is first. I think 3 is my second place. 2 is third. Then it's back to 1 to 4. What price do you think they should be? Says Shemi. The CNF, I mean, for $300, that thing was a beast. I would have happily paid $300 for that bottle, and I did because I got a backup. I paid $300 for it twice. The CNC was not impressive to me at all. I have barrel picks. I have barrel picks from Rarebird 101 that kill the Camp Nelson C. So that's my problem with it. And again, this kind of goes back to the whole, Wild Turkey has such an impressive lineup when it comes. I mean, look at these bottles here. You just have amazing quality for the money, like just sitting right here in front of me, which is incredible. And then when you kind of take that and then you're asking somebody to pay $300, it better be way better than some of this stuff. And a lot of the times it's not. Like CNC to me was a $110, $120 bourbon, maybe even less. Actually, I would probably go less because Rarebird, I've had better. I think each expression should be priced based on its profile and specs. Profile respects, in my opinion, but to make a blanket price year after year, that's not the best way, in my opinion. I agree, and unfortunately, we don't have any real control over that. C and F, that was a $300 bourbon. Thinking today's market wise, a lot of people say that no bourbon is worth that money, but I'm just saying if you're going to price something the highest, CNF was that one. CNC, I would put up there with like a really good Russell's pick. C and B, I think there are Russell's picks that could get close to that. Now, not everything gets close to that, but I think it's a little bit further away than CNC was. Dude, 1 and 4 are really close. I'm just not really sure which one to go with here. So 1 just has a little bit more spice going on actually on the palate that I really like over 4. So 4 is going to be my 5th place and 1 is going to be my 4th place. All right, I have my lineup. So let's find out what the mystery bottle was and then we'll do the reveal. The mystery bottle in tonight's blind was, I'll switch to the bottle cam. Eagle Rare 10-year. So Eagle Rare 10-year being 10 years, 90 proof. And this is a standard bottle of Eagle Rare. This is not a pick. I wanted to throw this in the mix to see how it would do against the Russell's 10-year, this LLME. So we're going to put Eagle Rare in the mix here. That is the one that is going against all these other 4. And there you go. I just kind of want to see how it would compare with Eagle Rare, because I think Eagle Rare, when you get some of like those heavy cherry grapey ones, they could kind of get into a little bit of a close flavor profile. Now, all right, I'll save my thing. So okay, let's go there. Somewhere Matt Porter is smiling. That's a funny looking turkey. Yeah, it's an eagle. Wild turkey versus buffalo trace. Quite the curveball. Did not see that coming. That's right. That's what it's about. All right. So 4th place, actually 5th place was number 4. Let's find out what number 4 was. That is letter B. This is where it gets scary. Let's see what we got. Letter B is, oh shit, it's over. Last place was the Russell's Reserve LLME. Wow. Surprise, but kind of not surprise. I will be shocked if number 1 is not Eagle Rare. Let's see. Letter C. Letter C is Eagle Rare. And that was number 1. Holy shit. But they were really close. They were super close. Rare Bird said unsubscribed. Sorry, Rare Bird. This is why you do blinds. This is how it went down, man. Damn. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. I actually thought the LLME was going to do a lot better. But so that, well, I mean, in hindsight, you kind of think the 12-year, the 8-year, and the Jimmy Russell 70th was probably going to be, a step above both of them, which it did. Damn. Wow, over 12-year. It's better alone than in flights. I think that's, again, that could be what it is. On its own, the LLME is really a delicious bourbon, and again, it still reigns as one of the best Russell's 10s that we've seen. I got a couple backups for myself because I love it so much. Probably be sipping that most of Thanksgiving tomorrow, which will be fun. But yeah, in a blind, it doesn't really stand up for me personally. Which gives us the 8-year, the 70th anniversary, and the turkey 12-year. Let's see where we're at. So 3rd place is number 2. Number 2 is letter E, which is interesting. This belongs to the 8-year, the 101 proof 8-year Wild Turkey gets my 3rd place nod. There you go. Okay, so now we're down to the 70th, the Jimmy Russell 70th, and the Wild Turkey 12. The fact that the 70th, Jimmy Russell is going right up against the Wild Turkey 12-year. I actually think that's the big surprise tonight. So let's see what we got here. I have 5th place. I have number 5 as my first And number 3 is my second place. What do you get? What do you guys think? Who do you think won? The 70th or the 12-year? This is my favorite. This is letter D. Letter D. Hey, you're supposed to go backwards. My favorite bottle on this flight is the Wild Turkey Jimmy Russell 70th. Dude, this bottle is so good. It took out the damn 12-year. Holy shit. So the 2, I should say, yeah, number 2, which was letter E, which was in fact the 12-year. Yeah, immediately I got the oak. And interestingly enough, this was coming right off of the Eagle Rare. So all of a sudden, this just bursted with oak, with flavor, with heft. And the 12-year is amazing. But then once I got to number 5 here, after having those other ones, this Wild Turkey 70th just absolutely shines. It's incredible. The flavor, the richness, the spice of it, the finish, everything about the 70th is such a perfect Wild Turkey bourbon. I hope a lot of people got this bottle. If not, keep looking. It is so freaking good. But the Wild Turkey 70th, if it was not for Russell's 15, this would probably be one of my favorite bottles this year. It probably still will be. I'm curious how we'll do at the end of the year, but dude, Wild Turkey 70th anniversary Jimmy Russell, holy shit. I love it. Absolutely love it. Rare Bird says 70th is my whiskey of the year. For good reason. For good reason. Love it. That's so good, man. Bunker worthy, says Whiskey Juice. I think so. I mean, listen, it's an 8 to 9-year-old blend. It's a $50 bottle. If you can't bunker this, then what can you bunker? At least if you can. I cleaned out total wine of 8 of them. This is it's the perfect Wild Turkey profile. It really is. It's an homage to Jimmy Russell and what he loves. And I think Wild Turkey did a fantastic job blending it. So I'm glad I got a backup of this because I am crazy about this bottle. So yeah, that might be my second favorite Wild Turkey this year. Russell's 15, loved it. Spectacular. This is right there. Masters Keep Triumph, pretty good. Liked it. Didn't think it was $300 good, but definitely an impressive rye whiskey. I just talked about the CNB. Liked it. I hated the price point on it, but the fact that 70th is $50 makes it even better. It makes it even sweeter when you talk about the price. And the Russell's LLME, that being a good price point as well. So yeah, the Master Drum, take a fresh glass and pour the RR10 LME just for me. Okay. All right, just for you. I'll keep it separate just for you, man. All right, let me move this. Let me move all these turkeys out of the way. Wild Turkey 70th, man. That Jimmy Russell blend is stellar. Stellar. Shoot, I would take that over any of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs this year. The Elijah Craig Barrel Proof had I don't know, in my opinion, had kind of an off year. Not really any of them really were. They're all good. They're all very solid, but none of them, in my opinion, were great. I don't think any of the ECBPs this year were great. This might be the first year I don't have an ECBP in the top 10 this year. We'll see. I picked out B as my favorite, but we'll see how it does in the blind at the end of the year. Maybe it does make the 10. We'll see. All right, I'm pouring this for you, Rare Bird 101. Because so right now what we're going to do is I'm going to go through 2 quick news stories, and then we will kick off Blendageddon American Blend. So just really quick here. The cherry, oak, and leather is undeniable. And yeah, for sure. It does lack spice, and I think that's what did it in Rare Bird. It lacks spice, and that's what I look for. It lacks spice, but you're right. Cherry, oak, leather, good age on it. It definitely is a step above most other Russell's 10 years. So, yep. Don't tell me that. I just got a C924. So again, we've seen some inconsistencies with some of these C924s. I've watched reviews of people calling out all these flavors. I'm like, what the F are you tasting? I don't get any of that. My C924 was flat. There wasn't anything going on. It was just Heaven Hill, flat. I wasn't getting all the rich flavors that I normally get in Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So I don't know what's going on. And I got mine from Heaven Hill. I got like one of the first release, bottles, the sample bottles. So kind of the rumor is like the later bottlings are better than the previous bottlings. So I don't know. It's all horseshit. I can't stand it. I just and there may be something to it. Maybe there is a sort of inconsistency thing, because we heard from Connor O'Driscoll. He said there's different bottling days when it comes to Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Maybe something happens between those bottling times where the blend changes or something happened. I don't know. All I know is that my bottle was extremely flat, and there was really not a lot to talk about for C924. Oh no, here we go with the laser codes again. I'm not saying it's a laser code thing. I'm saying it could be a fill your bottling batch thing. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Everyone's going to have their own prevailing theory. I don't know. All I know is that the one that I got was not great. All right, guys, let's go to a couple news stories here. First and foremost, if you guys are into that winter whiskey goodness, New Riff is releasing their winter whiskey. It is back. This is the one they use malted oats and chocolate malt, which make unlikely friends in New Riff's winter whiskey. I have a bottle of this, and if you like chocolate, if you're a fan of stout beers, I feel like you will love this. Mash bill of 65 corn, 20 malted oats, 7 pale ale malt, 5% steel cut raw oats, and 3% chocolate malt. The expression is then matured for 4 years. It's non-chill filtered and bottled in bond at 100 proof. This is $54.99 from New Riff. And I mean, this thing offers chocolate, salted caramel. There's pepper in it. It is, again, you have to kind of like that malty, chocolatey, type of expression. Again, if you like Guinness and you like stouts, then that is going to be a whiskey you're going to want to check out. Believe me, it's just one of those great flavor profiles. If you really aren't into stouts, you like to drink IPAs, that one probably isn't going to be for you. But if you like those rich, chocolatey, hefty stouts, that's what that whiskey reminds me of a little bit. And I love it. I have a couple bottles of it. I'll definitely going to break it out around once we get closer to Christmas. And lastly, Gatsby Remus Reserve. I am hearing unbelievable things about this whiskey. Like people saying that this is an absolute hitter this year, whiskey of the year type of accolades. And, it's one of those things where it's around here in Ohio. I walk by it every day, but it's $230 or $250, whatever it is. 104.9 proof. And I think that's cask strength. So it's a blend of 2 bourbon mash bills. First mash bill is 75-21 rye. Their typical mash bill. And then, of course, there's 60 corn, 36 rye, and 4% malted barley mash bill. The brand claims this expression features rich aromas of antique leather, tobacco, which leads to sweetness of syrupy cherries, walnut, and oak. So very reminiscent of a typical MGP profile based on those descriptors. Despite the low proof, the bourbon charmed critics with more old school MGP style profile. Yeah, there you go. What did I just say? And plenty of honey and tobacco on the palate. If you want to see what critics thought about it, click here. So this release, hearing more stuff about it, it's making me want to buy it. So I may go buy this weekend and check it out, even though I don't want to pay that much money for it. Anybody in the chat have had it? I'm curious. Yes, AW, that is the most recent release. Yep. Skipped on it 3 times already, says Ben Drammond. Pass. I'm going to get the Gatsby. Okay. Is this the second? This is the third release. How many times has that bottle fallen over? That's Rare Bird. Yeah, it's kind of it's top heavy for sure. It's top heavy. I was asking Rare Bird if he knew the bottle. Okay. Previous Gatsby's didn't seem worth 200 to me. Yes. I would partially agree with you, Nathan, because I think even at 104, I believe that's barrel proof for whatever they blended it at. So I love 2022. Paid as much for worse whiskey, says Eric Farrar. It's true. It's true. Think about it. I mean, you have a lot of $300, $400 bourbons nowadays that definitely don't hold up. So I don't know. If it has MGP old school flavor, I'm interested. I just wish I could kind of try it before I buy it. That's what I'm kind of waiting. I'm seeing if I can get a pour somewhere before I pull the trigger on them. I just don't know if they're going to be around that much longer. So, all right. With that, guys, it's that time. And this is where things get interesting because if you guys have never watched we have 346 in the chat right now. Guys, really quick, if you can, please hit the like button below. Always appreciate you running up that like count. And also on the, again, raising money for Emily and her new wheelchair. Click that link, donate some money. You might win a really cool bottle. So real quick, Blendageddon, the American blends. Now, if nobody has watched, I know some of you have watched the Franken blends, which has a lot of different crazy whiskeys sometimes blended in those. This is strictly regulated to only use what's available on the shelf. So the blenders that have entered this competition have gone to their stores and pulled bottles, or whether it's bottles in their home, bottles that they have to go buy, and only pulled bottles that are available in their on their shelf. No single barrels were allowed, no group picks, no store picks, nothing highly allocated was really being allowed to use. It's got to be a readily available whiskey. So we could see a lot of Wild Turkey. We could see a lot of Buffalo Trace. We don't know. But these are the blends that we're going to be putting together head-to-head tonight. And we have 31 total blends in this year's tournament, which is more than we had last year. So a lot of people blended these. So what we're going to do tonight is go through 5 of the blends in the first round, and then we're going to welcome in our guest judge. We're going to taste through them. We're going to see which ones made it. And the ones that get eliminated, we're going to find out exactly what was in those blends. So ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Our guest judge is ready to go. But before we do that, let's get kind of psyched up for this. Come on, it's Thanksgiving Eve. That is right, everybody. Whiskey Combat has begun. I love that comment. Whiskey Combat is here. We're about to put 5 of these incredible blends into the fold tonight. And guys, as we're kind of going through these, we'll do a little Q&A and obviously get to know a little bit more about our guest judge tonight. This is their first time appearing on the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest judge is here. Welcome in Chris from Bourbon of the Week.
What's going on, Jason? Appreciate you. That intro, by the way, if I wasn't already hype, I am definitely hype now. I'm excited to get into this.
You kind of want to run through a wall when you hear it, don't you?
100%.
So what is going on, Chris, man? Nice to have you on finally. Thanks for coming on. Love your content. We've gotten to meet the one time when we were down at MGP, just hanging out, picking 400,000 barrels. That was a crazy weekend. So yeah, buenas noches. Says Emmanuel Elvira. Hopefully mine is fall out of your chair. Good, because I name it as such. Says John Bornick. Welcome, Chris. Welcome in, Chris. Chris, tell everyone a little bit about your channel and how long you've been doing this.
Yeah, so I got involved right like a lot of people around the COVID time, sitting at home, not much to do. At the time, had a little bit of a whiskey collection, kind of fallen off I was a rum drinker before that, nothing like I am with whiskey, just not Jack Daniels, Captain and Cokes and stuff like that. And met my current wife at the time, girlfriend then, and her stepfather-in-law was real big into whiskey and real big into bourbon. So to try and impress him, I started to pick up a couple of bottles, throw them on my shelf, learn about them, and then, like I said, COVID hit. Didn't have much else to do, so decided to start a whiskey channel like everybody else.
Yes, he is a Philly boy. When we were talking, we were going over a few phrases in from his Yinzer upbringing.
So the crowns, the crick, the wooder. We got a few
crick,
of them.
The crick I've heard. Wooder was kind of funny. I mean, I say water funny, so water wasn't too bad. But the crowns one had me for a loop. Explain crowns.
So a lot of people are crayons or I don't know how else to say it. I know crayons and I know crowns. I colored with Crayola crowns. That's just what it's been since I've grown up. It's been crowns.
Yeah, crowns. So yeah, we're like sitting in a hotel room. We have a huge group in there just drinking whiskey and sharing. And this guy's yeah, crayons. I'm like, yeah, so you color with crayons? He goes, no, you color with crowns. I'm like, what the hell are you saying?
Crowns, like you put on your head. Same thing. Crowns.
Yeah, Adam Hinson says, I say crowns as well and get made fun of it nonstop. Says
Thank you, Adam. Okay. Thank you.
All right. So you have a backer in Adam, but
I got one person with me here.
He lives in Florida now, so I don't know how much that goes a long way. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm only messing with you, Adam. Aaron C says, any chance he's a Marine? Because that sounds like what they would eat.
not a Marine here. No.
Can you post the bracket, Master Drum? Yes. Here is the bracket, guys. So we could take a look at the full bracket here. There it is. 31 friggin' blends in this year's bracket. You see week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. We will alternate on either side of the bracket as we go through here each and every week. There will be some gaps because, as you guys know, I'm going to have a couple interviews coming up. I don't think I told you about the second one, but the first one I think you guys do know about. I'll tell you about the second one here shortly. And then eventually this will all lead into the Sweet Six on either side of the bracket. So the top 2 from each of the beginning weeks will move on to the Sweet Six. And then 6 blends will go head-to-head to pick the top 2 from those 6 to go in the final 4 for the St. Jude Children's Hospital fundraiser some point early next year. So that's how it's going to go. And, I mean, it's just an incredible tournament, it looks like, this year. Here is the look again at the first week lineup. We have Jeffrey Wack, Brooks Reed. Brooks Reed is no joke. He just won the Frankenblend competition, and now he's being thrown into the week 1 mix here. John Vornick is there in the third slot. Adam Hinson, Mr. Crowns and Florida guy, and Wade Ward with his Wild Cigar blend. So the top name is actually the name of their blend, and the person that blended it is below that. So that is what the first week looks like. All the names were chosen randomly to go head-to-head and kind of get slotted into each different week. And here we are. So, Chris, thank you so much for joining. Guys, Chris from Bourbon of the Week, subscribe to his channel now. He does some amazing content also on Instagram and some shorts. He's kind of the king of that stuff. So definitely check him out.
Appreciate that.
I can't remember the last time I said the word crayons out loud. Oh, man. Well, yeah, I'm a little scared of a Big Vic's blend because it says, I forgot the name of his blend. I don't even know if I can't even see it on that bracket has so many blends in it. I'm going to have to look back, but it kind of leans towards something very churro, cinnamony. So I'm a little worried he threw a bunch of Amburon in that shit again. So we'll see. Yeah, Mash and Robbins, the 31 flavors tournament. Absolutely. We did have a few people. So there were 3 blenders that had a blend in the mix, emailed me and said, take them out. I'm not comfortable because the blend has gone bad. So we took those blends actually out of the mix. So there you go. John Vornick says, I bet my mortgage on this blend, so I hope it's not a drain pour. Oh, Jesus. First and second from last year, battling together in week 4. Eric Sawyer says, dang, that's right. So glad you are supporting St. Jude Children's Hospital. They're one of my favorite organizations to donate to, says Rich Flinbaugh. Yeah, at the end of every year, do a big St. Jude's fundraiser. I think we raised about 15,000, 16,000 last year. The year before that was about 22,000. This year, I go out and I curate a bunch of bottles from as many people as I can, both from me, my collection, other people's collections. There's a bunch of patrons that donate, a bunch of viewers that donate bottles, and there's a bunch of bottles that get sent out during that St. Jude's tournament, during the St. Jude's final, I should say. And it's incredible how much whiskey we give away, and also how much bottles, how much money we raise. So it's going to be incredible tournament. So do not take the brown acid. What? No echo? I'll let you try my blend. It's been shit from the start, says Mark Eminecker. All right. So you have them in order, A to E?
A to E. Is that how we're drinking them, or is there a special order to these?
No, that's the order. So basically, these were picked random. They were put blind, poured blind, and we have the same exact order.
Okay.
So we're tasting the same thing, so we could start breaking it down. So let me put on a little hype music here. Get a little background music, and we'll go from there.
I like the colors on a lot of these, so that's a good start.
Yeah, dude, great call out. I thought the colors were nice and dark, so here we go. Let's we'll just start nosing it. Just let me know what you're smelling, what you're getting. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm not the best at nosing, but we'll see how we go.
By the way, what do you think of that Russell's 15 that you got one?
So you were just talking about it. That's why I poured it up. The Russell's 15, I mean, it's fantastic. It's definitely, if not my whiskey of the year, the whiskey of the year contender for sure. But you said that 70th, and taste-wise, I don't think I can give it to the 70th over the 15.
Oh, definitely not. But the
everything
70th,
included, availability, price, I mean, I don't think it's even close. That 70th is something special.
Yeah, I have to put Russell's Reserve 15 next to the George T. Stagg in the antique collection, because the George T. Stagg this year is pretty special. So I'll be doing that at the end of the year. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone know what happens to the submissions that don't make it? Can they be mailed back? I worked hard on those, says Josh Wolf. If you want it back, I can mail it back. Normally what I do, I think this question came up, but normally what I do is, if there is a blend that I enjoyed, or even a blend that I didn't enjoy, I try to taste it and see if I could pick out the components just to try to make myself a better taster. Always trying to improve. You always have to improve. So that's basically what I do. This one's nice on the nose.
I like this on the nose. Yeah. Easy.
I'm getting a floral quality to this one a little bit. A little perfumey. Are you getting that?
Yes. Yeah, a little bit of perfume on there for sure.
And guys, we have a lot of hitter judges tonight throughout the tournament to kind of help me out. So Chris, being the first one, was really happy to have him on since he's never been on here before, and he's been obviously doing some great content. So Jason makes a massive batch. Jerry Black, no, I ate and then passed out. Oh, that's Whiskey and Censorship. What's up, Ben? All right.
A little bit of proof behind it, but I don't feel like on the nose there's too much proof.
I'm with you. I'm not smelling a lot of proof. I'm getting a lot of caramel, apple, floral, kind of like that perfumey note. Man, my nose is like sensitive tonight. I actually dig the nose. I think it has a nice, interesting balance. So
yeah, it feels soft, a little soft on the nose, which is nice.
Yeah. Toshi Bake, what is going on, Toshi Bake? Nice to see you. 39-month re-up. Damn, Toshi Bake. Thank you so much. Toshi Bake, you the man. Thank you. Appreciate that. ASMR Whiskey's in the house. Cheers from Vegas. Happy Thanksgiving, ASMR Whiskey. Appreciate you chiming in tonight. All right. Let's give it a try, man.
Cheers. Happy Thanksgiving.
Dude, that is straight up peanut butter.
Yep. 100%.
Holy straight up peanut butter.
Booker's in here? Is that considered allocated these days?
I have, wow. That is, damn. Okay, hold on real quick. Toshi Bake with the 1999 super chat. Happy Thanksgiving, Jason. All didn't get very allocated bottles, but hit a Costco opening today and got a few Wild Turkey 70th. Awesome. Gatsby 15 and some others. E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof also arrived today, and wow. Oh, the rye. And wow. Yeah, that's a different beast, Toshi Bake. Again, I think the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof rye is one of those things you kind of have to enjoy on its own. Again, you put it up against some others, it just kind of falls flat with that weird mash bill it's got. But yeah, cheers, Toshi Bake. Thanks for the support. Thanks for chiming in. And just for that, you get a this one.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
All right, there you go. Okay, gave you a little elf. Thanks, Toshi Bake.
Let me ask you, you ever break down proofs on these when you start to get like what the blends are? You ever?
Yeah, so it depends on the blender. Some of them will actually proof it and give either a roundabout proof, or they'll give you like a actual spot on proof. Drinking this feels high proof now.
Yeah, agreed. Over the nose, it's definitely higher proof than what it was on the nose.
Dude, but this is straight up peanut butter. I mean, oh my God. Is it creamy or crunchy?
Creamy.
Creamy?
Creamy peanut butter.
It is kind of creamy peanut butter. But it's also like a salted peanut. Like there's something behind it. Yeah, Emmanuel. This tastes like straight up high proof peanut butter, and I want to know what the hell is in this whiskey like right now. That's incredible. You would think like your mind goes directly to Beam.
That's where I went. I went right to Booker's.
Yeah, but man.
But it doesn't feel like the peanut buttery of a Booker's at the end, like when I talk about it.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. Like, what was blended to get this type of a sweet, creamy peanut butter in a blend?
People are saying screwball in the chat.
Oh. Well, if there's screwball in here, then it's eliminated immediately.
That's a damn good blend with screwball, I can tell you that.
Jerry Black, I think this is a Jiffy. This is more of a Jiffy peanut butter. I got to know what's in this blend, like, right now. But if it makes it through, we're not going to know. So
that's the one thing that bothered me. I went back and watched a few of these when you invited me on, and I was like, he doesn't tell you the winners, which now I got to wait till the end. If this makes it to the end, I got to wait.
You got to wait.
Oh, that's going to be tough.
You got to wait. All right. Yeah, because I don't even like to open the envelope and look, because I just want to, kind of, I want to just kind of enjoy it.
You can't know going into.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to let's go to letter B here, I should say. Because I've had Wild Turkey single barrels that are peanut buttery.
Not like that though, right?
Not like that, but definitely a little bit more peanut forward. I've had obviously Beam, Heaven Hill. So what the hell caused that? That's crazy.
What was the name of this one? It wasn't like named anything peanut buttery, right?
No, I mean, I don't know which one this is.
Oh, right. We won't know until.
Yeah, but when you're looking, we'll find out tonight. But when you're looking at the participants, one is called Cousins, one's called Dust Till Dawn, one's called Fall Out of the Chair Good, one's Seventh Inning Stretch, and Wild Cigar. I mean, maybe Seventh Inning Stretch because that's when you eat peanuts.
That could be. I like the connection.
That's the only thing I got, dude. That's crazy. All right, let's go to letter B here. Oh,
yeah, that's exactly right. When I picked it up, that's what I said.
Okay, now it went from peanut butter to straight up like dark raspberries.
Yeah, this is much darker on the nose than the first one.
Raisin, fig, hint of citrus, orange spice. Ooh. Oh, dude, I'm digging the nose on that. If the palate lives up to the hype. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Let's try it. Wow.
Yeah.
They're bringing it. The first round is bringing it, man. This is I would guess this is definitely finished. Would you?
You thinking it's finished?
I think it's finished.
All the components?
I don't know. Maybe one or two of the components. However many components.
I feel like there's a light finished, like something, one. I don't know how many are there rules to maximum numbers that you can blend into this?
You could use as much shit as you want. The only rule is that you can't use group picks, store picks, and it has to be something that's actual, that you have to use stuff that's off the shelf and findable.
Yeah.
So,
I would say not everything is finished, but I do feel like this has a slight finish to the finish almost.
So people in the chat talking about getting Pappy. Did anybody score a Pappy in the allocated season? I'm curious. Chris,
we haven't even hit ours yet. Our lottery hasn't hit yet.
Do you think Pappy still has the same excitement that it did a couple years ago?
From my perspective, no. Just as far as like the people within the community, I don't think are as excited about it. I think the people that are like novices to the groups and like still hunt it type of deal are obviously still excited. That being said, if I saw one out there at MSRP, I'd be the first one to buy one. No, don't get me wrong, but I'm also like, I put in for the lottery here in Pennsylvania and I hope I get one. But if I don't, I'm not out there like driving around to multiple states trying to find it.
That's the thing. Like for me, like I don't think I could. Adam Heinsohn said he's going to camp outside Walmart for a GTS this year. I think you should. It's really good. But Pappy, because like I go to like different people's houses or like hangouts and whatever, and they like can't wait to show me their collection. And a lot of these guys have Pappies. I mean, I don't know what they're paying for them. I don't ask. But I'm like, that just doesn't impress me anymore. Like back in the day, I'm like, oh, you have all the Pappies. But now I don't care.
And how many times have you gone to a bottle share? How many people are bringing a Pappy out to be like, oh, I got the next.
That's actually a really good point.
Nobody's bringing those.
Because we just did the Bardstown Blitz at the end of, back in September. I don't think there was one Pappy on the table. Everybody brought really unique single barrels.
Yep.
That just completely would probably blow away Pappy. So, yeah. I mean, I think for the enthusiast, Pappy has kind of maybe lost a little bit of its charm. But it's true, though. It is true, Chris, because even though I think it has in hindsight, if you walk into a store and they're like, yeah, here, I have Pappy 15 at retail, you're buying it.
Right.
You're buying it.
Now am I reselling it or am I keeping it? Am I opening it?
I'm keeping 15.
Okay.
I'm teetering on 20. Yes, no, I'm not sure about 20. 23, I'm selling.
Yeah.
That's kind of like my rank.
This one's good.
I'm telling you, man, I get like port in there. There's something very fruit forward. That is straight up like raspberry, not cherry. This is more like raspberry, raisin. I feel like I'm getting like sherry or a port in there.
I was going to say there's the wine finish on this for sure. I was thinking sherry on it.
Yeah. There's a nuttiness quality to it, which could also come from the sherry. Not like peanut butter like we were getting in the first one. But there is some really interesting flavors in this one. This one's really nice.
Lower proof on this one than the first one as well.
Yeah, I would think so. I think this one's a little bit of a lower proof, which is a really good call out. Pappy is for collectors, not enthusiasts. I agree. How much are you flipping it for? A 23? I don't even know what they go for nowadays. I really don't pay attention to it.
I haven't even looked at a secondary.
I feel like they're going for at least $2,500, right? 23? Is that the kind of the going rate on the low end? I mean, I know you go into stores and sometimes Pappy 23s can be, $4,000 or $5,000 depending on who's trying to sell it. But I feel like the sane flippers are putting it at about 2,500 to maybe 3,000, maybe a little over. Travis Robeson says 2K to 2.5. Yeah, that's way too much for that. Honestly, you can get a George T. Stagg nowadays for about $600 to $800. I'm buying that all day over any Pappy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pappy 15 I would keep for sure, Mark Emmenecker. Yeah, Nathan, actually, this is exactly what I would do. I would trade it for a Booker's Rye. You know what? I would buy that Pappy 20 and try to get a Booker's Rye for that. And maybe, if I had to throw in a little bit of a kicker,
in, yeah.
That's what I would do for sure. Yep. 23 is 3.5 to 4. All right, so you're in a pretty big range there. My friend bought one at 4K and poured me a 3-finger sample. Well, that's cool. What about BTAC? So BTAC right now, you have George T. Stagg, which is about 800-ish. But I think the 2024, it's getting a lot of hype right now. I feel like that price is going to go up a little bit, but generally you're around 600 to 800 depending on the year. William Lee Weller is always about 1,200 to 1,300. That's what William Lee Weller is. The cheapest one that you could probably get is Thomas H. Handy. That one you're looking at 400 to 500 normally. SAS 18, you don't see a lot of those on secondary, and I think they're just really hard to get. Eagle Rare, the Eagle Rare 17. Normally you see those. Those are pretty usually high priced. You're looking at probably at least $2,000 for that one. Maybe a little bit under, maybe a little bit more depending on the year. SAS 18 though, that one's tough to. I don't see a lot of those on secondary. Maybe just because I missed them and I don't really see it. 1,200.
I don't even hear much about them when they drop, as far as like reviews and stuff.
Yeah,
like that
1,200 I saw for SAS 18. Okay. Over under on Booker's releasing the Rye, says Rob D. I think eventually we'll see it, just because Beam is just cannot stop releasing stuff. Beam is just I think eventually we will see another Booker's Rye. Will it be as good as the original? Probably not, but I think we will see one again. What do you think, Chris?
I would agree. I haven't had a sample of the Rye. I've been looking for it. I've heard great things, but it's always the sequel that gets you. You know what I mean? Even movies and then the whiskey releases, you get so hyped and the first one's so good, then they try and recreate it, and it gets dangerous.
Whiskey Habit says, I don't care what anybody says. Henry McKenna 10 is underrated. I know they're at different barrels, but still. Yeah. Well, my mom would agree with you, Whiskey Habit. My mom drinks more Henry McKenna than anybody I know.
When it was $35, I would agree. Now that it's $75, $80.
But dude, when you get that perfect 10-year barrel from a Henry McKenna, it is kind of hard to beat.
No, they're good when they're good.
The problem is, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, very inconsistent.
Hardin's Creek, 184 months over Camp Nelson B, says Travis Robeson. Travis, dude, I could not agree more with you on this one. The Hardin's Creek, 184 month Jacob's Well, totally agree with you. I like that over the Camp Nelson B. Faux show, and you guys know I'm a turkey nut, so for me to say that, it's a lot. The Buse is loose. Look at that beautiful beard. Love him. Have you ever seen an older train-themed limited release whiskey, maybe in a train-shaped bottle? I have. A bottle I missed it. I don't know what happened to it. It did have a train theme to it. It was the one that MGP released, and it was oh my God, somebody help me out with the name of that. It was like a $25, $30 MGP blend, and it had a train on it. And I can't remember the freaking name of it. And I think it's gone now. They don't make it anymore. Does anybody remember what I'm talking about?
I have no clue.
Somebody in the chat will remember what the hell it is. It's not the FYO train. It was it's going to drive me crazy. What the hell was the name of it? Something in 8. Oh, yes. Somebody has to friggin' find it. Yes. Something in 8 it was. 8 and Sand. Joe the sample guy. Thank you so much. That's what it was. 8 and Sand. Had a train on the front of it. And I think that was made just for me. Just to be honest. I think they made it. And when it comes to FYO train, Yeah, I don't think I have the video on there anymore, but I had a train. I had a video of Fred Minnick signing my train, which is pretty cool. Yes, 8 and Sand. Jason, where's the Minnick clip? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I don't think I have it on here. I think I had to delete it because I had too many video clips on here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I have this one, which I love. It's just an old school clip.
Never gets old.
Never gets old. Yeah, 8 and Sand was fine for the price. Yeah, it really was. Okay. Letter C. What do you got on the nose, man? Master and Drum, what have you heard about Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond single barrels? So I've heard that they're starting to roll out. There are different age statements on them, but they're all teetering around kind of like that 7, 8, 9 year like realm. But I think they're all proof down. They're not cast strength. I think they are 100 proof single barrels. So I think some of those could be gems. I still think Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond is probably one of the most underrated bottles in the market. Nobody really talks about it too much. And I think it's gotten better over the last several years. So, yeah, I dig it. Whiskey Juice, is it true about Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel Proof? Yeah, they're out there. Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel Proof picks are happening. They are out there. To what rate, I don't know. Talking to the folks at Heaven Hill, they did roll out several of them for different groups. But I'm not sure how readily available those are going to be as time goes on. I know that my group, Master Journey Whiskey Club, we did a Larceny Barrel Proof, which was one of the more early groups to get one of those, and we did probably the best Elijah Craig Barrel Proof that I've ever had. Barrel, honestly, Chris, I shit you not. This tasted like you cracked open a fresh jar of Luxardo cherries and you just drank the syrup.
That's my go-to right there. Sweet.
That's what this barrel tasted like. And I'm telling you, when this thing comes out, I'm getting 2 cases of it. Sorry, patrons, but that's what I'm doing.
You grab 2, and then the rest can go to everybody else.
Speaking of Heaven Hill, Jason, you got to bring Connor back. Literally the best interview in Whiskey Tube history. Yeah, dude, he is amazing. Speaking of interviews, next week it's happening. The man, the myth, the legend, off the still. Brent Elliott will be live here on the Master and Drum next week. So tune in for that. We're going to ask him everything from how he blends, the new mash bills. We are going to pepper him with a lot of different questions. Also, the other one I wanted to mention before I forget is, speaking of Wild Turkey, Bruce Russell from Wild Turkey is going to be coming on the channel live. It's about freaking time. You got to go through Campari and a bunch of red tape to get him on. But I've known Bruce for quite a number of years now, and he's going to be coming on the channel talking about rye whiskey, the future of Wild Turkey, what they're crafting. So Bruce Russell will be coming on as well. As soon as I have a date for that, I will get that set up as well. But Brent Elliott next week, and then Bruce Russell probably soon after. So those are the 2 interviews I was talking about that are going to kind of go in between Blendageddon. But I could not be happier to have both of those gentlemen on. Absolute legends. So yeah, Top Jimmy, it's happening, man. Gonna get Bruce Russell on. We're gonna drink some turkey. Gonna talk turkey, everything they're creating. Get into pricing. I do want to ask him about it, and we'll get real. It's gonna be awesome. So
somebody says he's announcing a Four Roses rye next week. Can we confirm nor deny?
I don't know. We'll see what we can get out of Brent.
There we go.
I want to know more about these new mash bills. Honestly, that's my goal. I want to see, are we going to see these really soon? Are they coming out like sooner than later? That's what I want to talk about.
I think learning about how Ian at MGP told us about the codes at MGP versus like everybody kind of knows about Four Roses and OESK, and then finding out about that with MGP was kind of a cool thing to learn.
That was really cool. That was a really nice little tidbit. All right, what are you getting on C, man?
Nose is soft again. I feel like this is back to more of a sweeter nose than I mean, first one was sweet. Second one was more of that. Was the second one the floral one?
I
No,
think
the
this
first
is
one was the floral.
the first one was floral, but I think actually this is actually softer than the first one.
Yeah.
Yep, 10 well not 10 new Four Roses mash bills, but 10 new Four Roses recipes. So it's 2 new mash bills. You throw the 10 yeast strain, you throw the 5 yeast strains on it, you got 10 new recipes to deal with. It's crazy. Sagamore 9 years is oaky, like you said, Jason. It is. It's more of an oak bomb than the 8 year was. 8 year was a lot sweeter, but I still love the 9 year.
Speaking of age statements, I feel like neither one of the first 2 we got were like super aged, super oaky, or anything like that.
So guys, if you haven't seen them yet, these are the new yeast strains from Four Roses. I've had them kind of in the can here for a little while. 43% rye, 52 corn, 5% malted barley. That is going to be the new highest rye mash bill. Then you have the 80% corn, 10% rye, 5% malted barley, which will now be the new lowest rye mash bill. So you take that. People are really excited for that lowest rye mash bill, because you take that 80% corn and you couple it with like an F yeast strain or an O, spicy, fruity. You could get some really crazy flavors in it. So that's what people are excited about. Hey, Jason, Chris, have a happy turkey day. Have some wild turkey with it. Cheers. Absolutely, Carlito Classico.
Cheers.
Nice to see you, buddy. All right, let's try it, man. Let's see what the palate's like.
Let's do it. Oof.
Oh,
I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but
Chris, am I right?
That's what I look for. That's my go-to.
Dude. So the nose completely threw us off from what the palate is.
Not what I was expecting at all.
The palate is like freaking BTAC level. That's insane.
Yeah, correct.
Are you getting that? Are you getting the finish is still going? That thing is a
very
beast.
long finish.
That's a beast.
The problem is I still don't have the proof there, but the flavor behind it is crazy.
It's very concentrated as soon as it hits the front of the palate.
Yeah.
Dude.
Super sweet, some spice in the middle there.
Yeah, I get a spice in the mid palate and also the back end. I get a nice little finish on the back. Yep. Whiskey Habit. I'm seeing a lot of Sagamore talk. Is it finally getting through to people? Half of Whiskey Tube still sleeping on Sagamore. I agree, Whiskey Habit. Not enough people are still talking about Sagamore for whatever reason. And here's a big change, though. Brian Tracy, who used to be at Sagamore, BT, as he is in the chat, he very much leaned on the Whiskey Tube community. So I think in the beginning, there was a lot of talk from Sagamore, from his side and from everybody else. But once he left Sagamore, I think that has kind of fallen on deaf ears now. We don't see a lot of Sagamore has reached out to me from a certain aspect to do reviews, especially about their grain to glass whiskeys. But I think there's a lot more they could be doing when it comes to some of that. You just don't see enough of it. But Sagamore should be one of the best ryes to talk about right now, honestly. So I'm going back into C.
No, this is of the 3 so far. Again, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but there's always a flavor profile that everybody gears themselves towards. These are fantastic. The peanut is the peanut butter in this first one is just crazy different. The finish isn't always my favorite when it comes to a wine finish, but this one altogether is just something special.
Josh Wolf, not enough talking about Old Dominic. I agree. I actually have a pick that I did in tandem with Hello Again Whiskey Friends, Drifting Drams, Dusty Dan. We are dropping an Old Dominic Hewling Station pick this Friday, actually on Black Friday. And it is one of the last 44% rye NGP bourbon mash bills that's out there that they have, I should say. And it is incredible. Talk about a berry bomb. This thing is straight up strawberries, raspberries, and cream. It's like a parfait. But then on the back end of it, it's got like this nutty honey, almost like a baklava dessert thing going on the back end of it. It is ridiculous. So, yeah, can't wait for patrons and other members to get their hands on that one.
What a group to pick with as well. I've been on a pick with them. Can I just tell you, Dusty Dan may be one of the best palates in Whiskey Tube. This man has bottle called some things that just make no sense to me.
We
were doing a backbone pick, and they brought out something unique, and he was like, "Oh, is that Irish whiskey finished in this, this, and this?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's what it is."
Yeah, Dusty Dan has a highly underrated palate. Not enough people watch his videos. It's a
100%.
shame. It's a shame because his palate is ridiculously good. So,
agreed.
Though it's cool that no one talks about Blue Run anymore. Well, what happened to Blue Run? Blue Run got bought by Coors, and they just went away. Are there? I haven't seen any releases of their Christmas specials. They just kind of floated away. I think the guys that started Blue Run, they got their money from Coors, and that's it. They're gone, done and done.
Money grab and go.
Money grab and go. I think that's what their goal was the whole time. That's what I said the entire time. And that's why I felt what I felt on Blue Run. And
still one of my favorite rants on the internet.
Yeah, and it looks like I was right. So there you go. What did I say? I'm like, when it comes to Blue Run and your butterflies, keep the net. That's what I said. So they're like in the wind. I don't know where they are. What happened to them? They did their single barrel selection live stream, which was atrocious. They got bought up by Coors. They are gone now, and they had a distillery plan to be built, this giant multi-million-dollar distillery. Have they even broken ground yet? Who knows? But haven't heard shit from Blue Run in the last like 8 to 8 months. Not since they got bought out. So
F yo butterflies.
F yo butterflies. It was the greatest money grab of all time, and I said that from the beginning. Just all you have to do is read their website. It was bullshit.
Chat GPT. How can I create the most pretentious website build?
Yeah. My favorite was we love to make legendary whiskey, yet we like to honor those that came before us. Yet this is the new whiskey that you're going to want to drink. I'm like, what's new about it?
When it's sourced.
Yeah, exactly. When it's sourced. Like, what's new about it? It's sourced, you idiots.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Come on, man.
I feel like it's very early on when the whiskey boom blew up. There were a lot of distilleries that tried to get away with that, and then there were enough people that called them out that it was like, all right, we can't do that.
I called that shit out. I saw right through that bullshit immediately. I'm like, come on, guys. There were a lot of different people supporting them. I'm like, guys, don't get on that train. You're gonna go right off the track. It was shitty, man.
I can respect you for that. I can appreciate somebody with your following who can still keep it real about things that need to be kept real.
I do keep it real, probably to a fault sometimes.
That's okay.
So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I try to be as honest as I can, and I hope people do appreciate that, because I do try. There are certain times where you have to have a little bit of a softer touch. You can't be a total asshole about certain things.
Because you have to keep the relationships from both ends.
Yeah, and I think there are people that watch Whiskey Tube and they want us to like trash a certain whiskey. But yeah, there's a way to do it without completely being an asshole. It's like, you have to, you could be critical without being, a complete, making a complete dumpster fire out of it. So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Nathan Jorgensen, it's all your fault. Thanks so much for mentioning Blue Run.
Ever since you said that, you've been preying on their downfall.
Sean H with a great question. Guys, I had a good year in sales and treated myself to a $400 Russell's 15. Now it's all I want to drink. Anything kind of comparable to it out there? Whoa, that's tough.
Not at this moment. I haven't had all of their single Rickhouse releases, but I don't think they can.
Honestly, the closest thing that I've had to it was a release. Was maybe the Elijah Craig C923? Because
I can see.
Because it had that funky Rickhouse oak, that really that heavy richness to it. That's the only thing I could think of that would be kind of close to it right now.
If you had to put your whiskey of the year's 23 against 24, who was C923 your whiskey of the year?
No, it was number 2 or 3, I think.
Okay.
My number 1 was the Russell CNF.
CNF. And you would take 15 over CNF?
I think I would.
Yeah.
And that's That's a bold statement. All right, am I going to do a top 5 tonight? Yeah, I can do a top 5. So, Chris, if you want, you can give me the top 5 criteria. Basically, I do top 5 list, top 5 sports teams, top 5 Thanksgiving. Oh, maybe we'll do top 5 Thanksgiving foods.
Top 5 Thanksgiving sides.
Top 5 Thanksgiving sides?
Side dishes, specifically.
Okay, that's what we will do tonight in a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to hear anything about turkey. Turkey's the most overrated thing at Thanksgiving, I'll be honest with you.
You're not wrong.
Unless you're picking the skin off while you're eating it, turkey's the most overrated
unless
thing
it's a deep fry. Unless it's a deep fried turkey, that's just delicious. All right, let's go to the D.
Go to the D.
All right, so D to me, it actually comes off a little like a Logitech brow proof from the nose. It's a little bit hot.
I can see, a little bit more proof behind this.
A little bit more proof behind it.
Ham over turkey, Eric, for sure.
Turkey, like a deep fried turkey. If you do a deep fried turkey right, deep fried turkey is the bee's knees.
I eat an ungodly amount of like a honey glazed ham.
An ungodly amount. It's a lot of ham.
It's a lot of ham.
All right, let's give it a try, man. Cheers.
Cheers. Wait a second.
Dude.
That's the one. Just don't even drink F or E. Where are we? Don't even drink E.
That's ridiculous.
Holy hell. I don't want this. This one actually, it's terrible. I want to know what this is. So this one loses. This one's in last place. Tell me.
You're not gonna find out what the hell this is. Maybe.
Oh
wow.
My God.
Dude, the finish on this just goes. Dude, the finish on this whiskey is like Tom Hanks' career. It just goes on forever.
There's no allocated whiskey allowed in this?
Nope.
I know that's a very broad statement to make, but damn.
Yeah, so obviously allocated is regional, so it depends.
Right.
But we'll see. I mean, yeah, if someone put like beet tack in here.
There's wild turkey. There's got to be wild turkey in this.
You think there's wild turkey in here? Oh, dude.
If I had to get there, there's got to be wild turkey in here.
Adam Hinson says F this bracket. Adam, I don't know what you blended. Maybe you made one of these. Who knows? But right now, C and D are absolute hitters.
C and B are easy number 1, 2 right now. Or C and D. D is definitely my number 1, I think, right now. We still got E to get to, though.
D is ridiculous. D is concentrated. It's the one thing that D might be missing is a little bit more oak because it is so cloyingly sweet.
See, but that's where it comes back to. For me, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you got the sweet tooth, and honestly, I would argue 75% of whiskey drinkers, bourbon drinkers want sweeter the better.
I don't mind if it has a hint of oak. I don't like the what is it? The Elijah Craig 18 years. Those always come, or they just come off super oaky over oak for me.
Guys, we got a legend in the chat here tonight. We got ADHD Whiskeys here. Guys, show some respect. ADHD Whiskeys here. What's going on, Matty? Nice to see you, man. I know he loves when he's got some of these blends in the mix. And he's actually a crazy great blender himself. So Eric Sawyer says, okay, Fred. He's calling you Fred Minnick. Because Fred does not like oak. Sweet tooth? No way. I weigh 300 pounds because of lettuce. You do, man. It's beautiful lettuce, Matty. All right.
As long as it's on a BLT, we're good.
Yeah, let's go to E and see what we get here.
So we're picking 2 of these, right?
Yep, 3 get eliminated. And then whatever we eliminate, we will find out what's in those blends tonight.
Those aren't the ones I want to find out about, though.
I understand, but I'm sorry. You're gonna have to wait.
How long until this bracket's done? Because I got my money right now. We need some side bets that D wins the whole thing.
You're gonna have to wait it out a bit. Okay. This blend smells like shit. That's my Kermit. There's cheddar and onion with ham, scallop potatoes, and then there's everything else. Have not left with any in my dish for years. Just got to spend 2 hours with the mandolin. Got one in the oven right now, says Kyle. Dude, Kyle Taylor, I'm heading over. That sounds amazing.
Are scallop potatoes underrated or overrated?
I think they're underrated.
I think they're underrated as well, if they're done correctly.
If they're done correctly and do like really good cheesy potatoes.
Gotta have a nice crust of cheese on.
Yes. But not only that, but like the edges of the scallop potatoes. So you do a scallop potato, you put that in a high heat oven and you get those edges charred a little bit.
Yep, gotta be crispy.
Then you hit it with cheese and then you put it back in the oven. Dude.
You know your food. I know you know your food.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Kermit, yes. Under 100. Thanks, Top Jimmy. Top Jimmy was one of the greatest moments ever in Blendageddon. My blend does not smell good to me, so I think I know where mine is, says Adam.
Uh-oh. I've been pleasantly surprised on all of our noses versus our tastes.
Dude, actually, E has a similar profile to D. It's just not as much in your face as D, and that sounds awful. You
want more D is what you're trying to tell me. Give me E with a little more D.
There's more D in my face than the E.
Yeah, just more D in your mouth, a little more D in your mouth.
Oh God, that's terrible. Someone's gonna clip that. That's gonna be on YouTube forever. Oh man. This is it. More D in the face. That's what it is. In the face. Flip it. What do you think of E?
I do like E. I would agree with you that it's like a quiet D.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's sneaky though. It's kind of, I don't know. I would have to go back and forth. I think
E has wild turkey for sure.
You think E has wild turkey?
I think E has wild turkey in it for sure. There's something E-ish. There's something turkey-ish in the E. Scallop potatoes are foul, in my opinion, says EJ. Wow, EJ does not like it.
That's blasphemy right there. I disagree.
Top Jimmy.
We could have went straight up top 5 potatoes.
So much for a sponsorship from Disney. Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening.
We could have went top 5 potato dishes, but I like top 5 side dishes.
Yeah, top 5 side dishes. I got to think about that right now. Let me start compiling a list here.
The question becomes, is E better than C?
I think the question is so I don't think it is.
You don't think E is better than C?
No, but between D and E, which one do you like more? Because they're close.
I think it's D. I think D is my number 1.
You think D over E?
I think D over E.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing. I have to take out all the Italian side dishes and put more like traditional.
Yeah, you got to be more traditional. You can't be throwing something with. If you're shaking your hand when you're telling me what it is, I'm not interested.
I'm gonna shake my hand regardless of you.
That's okay. But if it's one of these dishes, then I'm not. Yeah. I don't want it. Oh, is D better than E? All right, I'll wait. I'll wait until we get into it.
Yeah, meatballs are not Thanksgiving side. I get it, Kyle. They're not. I agree. I agree.
Meatballs are not Thanksgiving side.
I totally agree with you. Yes.
Big CD, boom.
Shit. That's funny. All right, I'm going through my my top 5 here. I have my.
I don't even know if I can name mine.
Yeah, this is tough, man.
I'm going best of best. So we're not saying like, oh, if it's the best version of what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yep, I could see that. I need one more side that I'm trying to think of, and I'm just kind of going back and forth.
Are you a stuffing guy?
Yes.
See, I'm not a big fan of stuffing.
Then you're eating it wrong.
I'm either eating it wrong or it's made wrong. I'm not a big. Are you a stuffing in the turkey when you cook the turkey, or are you like a stovetop stuffing on the pot?
Honestly, I grew up with both.
Okay.
But I also grew up with two different types of stuffing. So it depends. So my grandma used to do the rice with the chopped meat that was all seasoned with cheese, and she used to put that in the turkey and cook it with it. Now, my mom, when we did Thanksgiving together, we would make more of the traditional stuffing. So we would do more of the more of like the bread, celery, the more traditional stuffing. Outside of the turkey, we would cook that.
That's what I'm used to.
Yeah. So that's kind of where that ended up. All right,
Ooh, this is tougher than I thought it was going to be.
I think I have my top 5.
I got 4.
All right. So before we do the top 5, it's 10:48. Let's try to figure out where we're going here. So
can we kick A and B out, or is it too early?
I'm gonna taste through them one more time, and then
okay.
So taste through
I
them
think
one more
they're
time.
good. I just C, D, and E are just fantastic. Ooh, now that I go back to A though,
dude, A is pretty delicious.
A actually is really good.
That's why I wanted to go back to A. But I mean, honestly, dude, it's got this sweet palate up front. There's a sneaky dark fruit note to it, but then it just finishes with that creamy peanut butter note, which is pretty delicious. So I think part of this, Chris, we also want to look for something that's unique, not just.
See, that was going to be my next question. I think A is the most different that I like.
Yeah, I think A is the most unique. That's also delicious.
Right. So what it's offering, and to do this with just straight up shelf American whiskey is kind of crazy too. To get this flavor profile with just shelf American whiskey.
I think we could eliminate B because I do like B. I like the flavors. I think there's some finished whiskey in there, but it's not holding up to the others. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that. Yes.
Okay.
I think it's really good.
All right.
But
So
I think it does have something for my personal palate that I'm not in love with.
All right. So I'm taking B out really quick here. I'm just going to put that to the side. And now we have C, D, and E, which are just insane. So I think both of us love C to a point where you feel like that one should go through.
C? Yeah. When I first tried C, it was, it was something special.
I think C has some beam in it. I'm picking up a little beaminess in C.
I can agree with that. It's just so well rounded that there's nothing off-putting about it.
And then you have the D. The D is definitely in. The D is making it through. I'm calling it. The D is ridiculous.
If D isn't in, that's why. Again, no disrespect to A and B over here, but if D and C aren't in, what are we doing here?
Well, I think E is close though. We have to.
I think if E was involved in any other 5, E would be in. No.
So D makes it.
I think D's in.
D is in. But between C and E, which one do you like more?
I think it's C.
Leave A to the side. C and E, which one do you like more?
C over E. I'm gonna pour the rest of my C here. I think it's C over E for me.
I would agree.
I think it's C over E for me.
All right. E is out.
So is it C over A though?
Now it's C versus A. So
that becomes a lot harder now that I've tried A again. I haven't sipped A for a long time.
This is the tough part right now because C and A are close, and I actually really like A because it's unique.
I wouldn't hate either one that went through. I wouldn't even hate if E went through. Oh, this is tough. They're just so different.
Hooper says the D is all the way in.
The D's in. The D is in.
The D is in. It's in, baby. Let me go back to A.
That's tough, actually.
That's actually really tough.
It's almost like what you're looking for in the moment.
Yeah.
I could do this all again tomorrow night, and I would pick the other one over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think C it's closer to D than A is closer to D, but A I think is just as good as a blend as C is, but it's different.
So you're going with the uniqueness of how good A is with how unique it is.
Yes.
Versus how standard of an offering is C is compared to D, and
yes.
D beats out C on the. I can agree with that 100%.
You agree with that?
I would agree with that 100%. So if
you
we're going to take that into consideration, I do not mind putting A in as our.
So you would put A in over C considering the uniqueness.
Correct. I think they're both as good as each other. It's just tough. They're both as good as each other in their own different ways, but I do think that C is just like D, and D's better than C in that aspect.
Yeah,
D is better as C than what it does overall.
That is worded perfectly, but I think A has such a unique profile, and it's so good. And the more I sip it, the better it gets. C, even though it's really good, it's just kind of staying even keel, but it's close to D, and D just kind of overtakes it, unfortunately.
I agree. They're too similar to push both through, where I think A could still fight another day with how good it is with the uniqueness alone.
Yeah, I think this chat is amazing tonight. I love it. This is like alphabet soup. Wait, the D overtakes A and C? No, D.
The D is overtaking.
The D is overtaking everything.
This is like the 13th floor. You should skip D in all of your blinds.
All right, so this is what we're doing. We're gonna move on A, and we're gonna move on the D. C
A and D. I'm gonna save these, by the way, just so I know at the end.
Yeah, unfortunately, C is a little bit too close to the D. Just
can't have the C close to D.
I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. This is terrible. All right, are you ready for the reveal, my man?
I am. Where are you gonna go first?
Before we do the reveal, the Yinzer himself, Chris, Bourbon of the Week, you need to tell us what your ultimate favorite peanut butter and jelly sandwich is, how you make it, everything. Bread, peanut butter, jam, jelly, preserves. Give it to us.
I'm a 5-year-old child. I want white bread. I want grape jelly, no preservatives. I want that to be the most worst jelly you could get. All of the sugars, all of the additives.
So like
jelly.
So like Welch's,
like Smuckers, like straight
Welch's, Smuckers, grape. Yeah,
just
grape jelly.
Grape jelly, Smuckers, and I need it to be thick jelly. Like I need a lot of jelly.
This might be the best comment of the night. Read that shit.
The D got close to the C, but pushed through the A. Hey, that's the way it went tonight. That's the way it went.
Oh my god.
Sometimes you gotta push through A just to make sure that the C made it.
That's what she said.
All right. Let's find out what the top 2 blends were tonight. But first, before we do that, we're going to find out what the 3 eliminated blends were. And here we go. Oh, this is going to be rough. We have some good blenders here.
All of them, by the way, fantastic. Just so everybody knows.
So the first one we eliminated was letter B. This one out of all of them just didn't really stand up. And wow, this is surprising because this man won the Frankenblend competition. Brooks Reed with his blend called Dusk Till Dawn is the first one eliminated out of the first round. So Brooks, hey man, you won the Frankenblend competition. Congrats.
But man,
you got bounced in the first round here of Blendageddon and the American blends. All right, Brooks Reed is out. let's go to the next one, which was letter E. Which one was E?
E was the one that was D, but not quite as good.
Yeah, E was close to D, but just I can't even say this shit anymore. These letters.
E was a very good D.
I think I'm gonna use numbers from now on. I can't deal with this shit. E goes to. Oh, you know what, man? I feel bad because he named this "Fall Out of the Chair" good, and he was close. It was good.
It was good.
But, unfortunately, John Vornick, D was just a little bit bigger than E.
The D was just a little bit bigger and better.
I can't even say this shit anymore. Oh my god, John Vornick, you have the E.
I'll tell you what, if that's in any other blind than the one we had tonight, I think it moves on.
It might move on, but eventually it could run into the D, which might
if you run into the D, you have a problem.
And last but certainly not least, we have letter C. Now letter C we thought was really good, but it just wasn't. It wasn't as unique as A, and it was close to the D, but just not as good as the D. I don't even know what to say anymore. Need them blends. We will get to the blends. Jeffrey Wack, he's in it. Let's see what we got. Letter C belongs to. Wow. It's the Wild Cigar Blend from Wade Ward. The Wild.
Really?
Yeah, that's surprising.
You think there's Amberana in there?
In C?
In C.
Let's see here.
Because cigar blend, we're talking Amberana, right?
No, I mean, there's no distinction for cigar blends.
Yeah.
It could be Amberana, it could be port, it could be sherry.
Well, it's out, so I guess we'll find out, which is nice. I don't feel like there's any.
So that means the top two blends making it through to the next round belong to.
Who was A? I'm curious.
Adam Hinson, my man from Florida. Adam Hinson, Mr. Crowns himself.
Mr. Crayons, let's go.
Had the peanut butter one called the seventh inning. Dude, didn't I say?
We did call that early.
I did call that shit out.
Peanut butter, peanuts and Cracker Jacks, baby.
Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Adam Hinson's blend, letter A, and that means
Jeffrey Wack attack.
Letter D, freaking Jeffrey Wack coming in with a banger. He named this blend.
Good, Jeff.
He named this blend Cousins, and dude, Jeff, this blend is no joke.
That thing is delicious.
That thing is ridiculous. Okay, so real quick before we sign off tonight, before I do my top 5, let's find out what is in these blends. So, Adam Hinson, we won't find out what's in your blend. Whose is this? Jeff Wack, won't find out what's in your blend. Or JV, who had letter E, which we really like. Let's find out what's in his blend. I thought there was some turkey in it. So let's see.
I thought there was turkey in D. You thought there was turkey in E.
Yeah, well, we won't find out what's in the D, but let's see what's in E.
We'll find out D when it wins.
In E, we have Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C920. Dude, this dude used C923 Elijah Craig Barrel Proof in his blend.
Okay.
He had Knob Creek 12 year. He had Midwinter's Night Stram. He also had Hardin's Creek Claremont 17 year, and he had the Murray Hill Club special release. Dude, on paper, that's a
banger of a bottle.
That's a banger of a blend.
Midwinters which Midwinters does it say?
11.6. So Act 11, Scene 6.
Okay. Yeah. See, that might have been just enough to throw it off for me.
Maybe. Dude, insane blend on that one.
Absolutely fantastic for that blend.
All right, so that one's out. Next one up is Brooks Reed. Brooks, who won the Frankenblend category of Blendageddon. Let's see what he blended in his American whiskey blend. So for this one, he blended. This one was a little bit soft. It was. So he again used Knob Creek 12 year. He also had Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye in the blend. Oh, Elijah Craig 18 he used. He had 2 ounces of that in the blend. So this is a 6-ounce blend. And then lastly, wow, Old Carter American Whiskey 13-year at 134 proof. I think the Elijah Craig 18 and 90 proof took over the blend.
I completely agree, which I didn't call it out for this specifically, but spoke about it during this live, saying how much I don't like it.
Yeah, I think it just I think it killed the punch of it. And then lastly, we have Wade Ward's Cigar One, which I thought was finished when we tasted it, but let's see what's in it. 67.5% of the blend is a Russell's Reserve. 27.5% of the blend is Russell's Rye. And then 5% of the blend is Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. Now, he didn't say what batch it was.
Okay.
There's a Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend in there. So I could see why he called it the Wild Cigar Blend. Pretty cool. So Wild Cigar, the big turkey. He used Wild Turkey and Cigar Blend. So called
Cigar Blend. Yeah. I like that.
All right, guys. So those are your blends. Making it through to the next round, Adam Hinson, who created this peanut butter monster, and then we have Jeffrey Wack with his cousin's blend that was an absolute banger. So congrats to those two. And before we sign off tonight, let's get into our top 5 list for Thanksgiving Eve. And here we go. All right, here we go. You ready, Chris?
Actually, I'm not ready. I have 3, but I'll listen to yours first.
Feel free to put in yours. So I'm not sure if this is an Italian specialty item. I feel like it's not, but it could be. It's not meatballs, but I love this side dish every year, and it's stuffed mushrooms. Does anybody else do stuffed mushrooms?
I'm not anything mushroom. I'm 86 mushrooms on everything personally.
Yeah, actually, my girlfriend Kim, she freaking hates mushrooms. So I haven't had stuffed mushrooms in like 3 years, but I love stuffed mushrooms.
Okay.
So, stuffed mushrooms, and now, so these are like baby Bella mushrooms stuffed with like garlic, breadcrumbs, fresh parsley, garlic. It's delicious. They're so simple and easy to make, but I love stuffed mushrooms. Okay. Number 4. What the hell did I write?
Where's the D?
What the freak did I write there for number 4? Oh, deviled eggs. Deviled eggs is number 4.
Oh, that's a banger for sure. Little paprika on top.
Oh man, you gotta have the paprika, and I like
the paprika.
I like a little bit of scallion on top of my.
I'm not mad about that. I can take that.
Little scallion on top of the deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs is slept on for sure.
Deviled egg is definitely slept on. But I know people definitely have a thing with eggs sometimes. So I'll
eat 33 of them, and I'll have stomach issues for the next 2 weeks.
And you will have the nastiest thoughts ever.
The worst.
The worst. Like, yeah, your wife's.
But it's worth it.
Your wife's kicking you out of bed.
Yeah, okay. I'm not sleeping in bed that night.
Number 3. Mashed potatoes.
Okay, yeah. We obviously garlic mashed potatoes.
Garlic mashed potatoes. You got to have garlic mashed potatoes.
That's all mine. 100%.
Yeah, you got to have garlic mashed potatoes. Number 2. Sweet potato casserole. No marshmallows.
Okay, no marshmallows. I can respect. Sweet potatoes aren't my favorite, but I understand it. I can understand it.
Yeah. Sweet potato casserole. Give me the maple syrup, the cinnamon. Yeah. Make it as sweet as you can without the marshmallows. I don't want marshmallow in my shit. No mellow. And number 1 for me is stuffing. Because
I feel like cranberry sauce not on there.
Well,
I go straight up giant brand. I don't know what your local like grocery store is, but whatever their brand is in the can, where it's still got the can imprint on it.
Dude, Adam Hinson, you want 8 boiled eggs? No. What if we mash the yolks with mayo and mustard and put them back in the whites? I'm in.
I'm in.
No, here's the thing. I don't see cranberry sauce as a side. Cranberry sauce to me is a what do you call it? It's a
No, that's a side dish.
Is it a side though?
That's a side dish. I put my turkey, I put 30 pounds of ham, and then I put a little bit of cranberry sauce.
So
I'll eat two cans. I'll eat two cans of cranberry.
So you're like me. You like the canned cranberry sauce.
What, like the most generic brand canned cranberry sauce?
Yeah, JG. Yeah, to me, it's a condiment. That's
You're putting that on your turkey,
dude. The perfect bite, which I cannot wait to have tomorrow, is turkey, stuffing,
cranberry sauce,
and gravy. That's the bite.
Do you guys do your own homemade gravy?
Yes, I'm in charge of the gravy every year.
Oh, you're in charge do you have a gravy boat?
I do, yes.
Like a porcelain gravy boat?
I don't know if it's porcelain, but it's a gravy boat.
That's fair. Okay, cranberry sauce is my side. Green beans? We're forgetting green beans?
Yeah, green bean. I think green bean.
You do green beans again with garlic, like cracked salt, like heavy cracked salt.
Yeah, I think green beans is up there, but for me, and to be honest, I didn't really get on the deviled eggs train until recently with my girlfriend Kim. She had deviled eggs growing up, and that is something I did not have growing up, but we don't have it often. And then when we make it on Thanksgiving, and like you put a little like crispy bacon on top.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I'm all on board with the deviled eggs. Deviled eggs are
if like pre Kim, if I didn't have deviled eggs, it would probably be green bean casserole too, or a green bean.
You gotta have a good green bean casserole.
I mean,
last but not least that you forgot was mac and cheese.
So
a nice baked mac and cheese.
Dude, I totally agree with you, but I never grew up with that. Nobody in my family made mac and cheese as a side.
You Italians, I'm telling you, mac and cheese. You were too worried about the tomatoes.
We didn't have mac and cheese. We just had fucking pasta and sauce.
That's what I'm saying.
Meatballs.
I've grown up. My aunt is like straight off the boat Italian, 7 fishes, everything.
We did not.
I bring the mac and cheese to their party. It's crazy.
All right, so Toshi Bake has some feelings here. Condiment is like mustard or ketchup. Cranberry definitely needs more quantify versus a condiment. I agree.
Thank you.
Overdo it, but you need a couple of scoops versus I never have 2 scoops of mustard. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
That's not a condiment. That's
actually a really good point.
Cranberry sauce is definitely a good side.
So if we're talking cranberry sauce as a side, then I actually would probably knock off the deviled eggs because I need cranberry sauce in my perfect bite on Thanksgiving.
You do need turkey is too dry without a scoop of cranberry sauce.
I think a case could be made for cornbread too, like really good.
We didn't even think about cornbread.
Like jalapeno or honeyed cornbread, I think could be a really. If you take cornbread and you take it right out of as soon as that shit comes out of the oven, you fucking glaze it with some honey, let it dry, let it soak in, and then you have it. It is the greatest. I think cornbread could make a case as another really good.
I think
side
cornbread
dish.
Carries the end of the meal. Without cornbread, you don't really know how to finish things up.
Yeah, mac and cheese, I just don't. Yeah, I don't. So here's the thing: like my entire family, me, Kim, we all love cranberry sauce from the can. My mom is the only one that makes her own fresh cranberries. Fresh cranberries.
I don't think I've ever tried it. I'll be completely honest. I don't think I've ever tried fresh cranberry sauce.
She tries to sell that shit like a drug dealer, like on the corner.
My family treats me like I'm like the 13-year-old that still doesn't know what's going on and thinks like, all right, everybody brings a dish. I get cranberry sauce. That's what I get.
So I made cornbread dressing a couple years in a row. And it was delicious. And I actually made it with breakfast sausage. So it was a cornbread stuffing with breakfast sausage, and it was incredible. I loved it, but not enough other people love it. They wanted kind of the regular stuffing, unfortunately. So I might make that shit on my own this year. I'm just gonna make a cornbread. So
last question. I know you got to sign off here soon. Do you guys host or do you bring food somewhere else?
So both. So we're bringing food to Kim's mom's and dad's house tomorrow, and then Friday, I'm cooking all the things for our own Thanksgiving. So
gotcha.
Yeah, man, because I want the Thanksgiving leftover panini.
Gotta have that.
You got to do the turkey, the gravy, the stuffing, the cranberry sauce, and press it in a panini on a sandwich. And
we have Wawa. They just do that for us.
Oh, Wawa does that?
It's like they call it the gobbler. They don't panini it, but everything else is involved.
Oh yeah, no, I'm paniniing that shit.
I
'cause
can take
want
what
it.
they have, panini it,
Yeah.
and maybe I'll let you know how it is.
All right, Chris. Well, I want to say a huge thank you for helping me navigate all these blends. Real quick before we sign off, tell everybody where to find you.
At Bourbon of the Week on everything: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Click that subscribe, click that like, click that follow button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And thank you, Jason, as always, for having me on tonight.
And guys, immediately following this live stream, please go over to Women of Whiskeys, support Emily, support Women of Whiskeys, drive up that fundraiser to get Emily a brand new wheelchair for the holidays. Please do that right now. If you have not donated, please do. $5, $10, I don't care what it is. Donate something. Let's get Emily a brand new wheelchair so she can get around a lot easier and not have to worry about little small repairs here and there. That she could get something brand new and be, riding high class, high in style from all of us here in Whiskey Tube. So with that said, like I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share with. Cheers, guys. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Cheers to your families. Cheers to the families that you don't want to see, the in-laws and all those people in between. Chris, thanks so much for hanging out tonight and going through these. We had some terrific blends, and who knows what we'll see next week. And as soon as we reveal what's in these blends, I'll definitely let you know, buddy.
Cheers.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. See you soon. Cheers.